It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Jen Cohen as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it's great to have you in studio with us today. Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau is here. It's our typical show this time of the year, is it not, Marilyn?
It is.
Yeah,
yes.
I think we've had you, this is probably the third year we've done this with you, or fourth maybe.
I think third.
Third year.
Could be fourth.
we've got the shopping season is about to begin.
Yes.
Thanksgiving is this week, and then after that we've got Black Friday. Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday,
Yes.
Giving Tuesday.
I know, it keeps going.
4 days. 4
Yes.
days.
Yes.
I guess Sunday's the day off of the buy thing. But Marilyn's always here each year to kind of bring us up to speed on what some of the new scams are. And we're going to be talking about that in a different show. Probably touch on that a little bit in this show as well.
Sure.
But just safe shopping practices while you're out there, because it's easy to forget what you're doing and the hustle bustle and not paying attention to your surroundings and things like that. So we thought we'd start with that. So let's start with Black Friday.
Yes, everyone's favorite.
Yeah. So, I mean, it used to be that it was, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning the stores would open, but some are open all night long now, and so...
Some start a week ahead of time. I know. I've seen commercials on TV.
Yeah, I've not.
And their Black Friday started last week.
Oh my God. Yeah, how do you do that?
I don't, it's about getting the customer in the door.
Yeah.
And as we have just discussed, it's online a lot now. So there's competition going on for the brick and mortar stores or for that brick and mortar experience.
Okay.
Younger people are growing up in a society where it's not still the cool thing to go to the mall. If you go to the mall, it's because there's a movie theater there. So stores have to work a little bit harder to get people in to them shopping.
Right.
So I think that's why you're seeing more of that drawn out extended sale. It gives people more opportunity. There might be less crowds. There could be less of a rush. And for some people, that's still the thrill of it.
I've never done a Black Friday. I'm up early every day of the week, but I'm usually going to work when Black Friday used to catch me off guard because I'd be driving to work and I thought, where's all this traffic coming from? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What's going on out here? Oh, that's right. It's Black Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some people used to camp out. They would spend the night.
Yeah, it was a tradition, family tradition thing for some
absolutely.
folks. Yeah.
Some people that's still a tradition. You get done with Thanksgiving dinner, and if the store opens at midnight, they're there at midnight, or they're there early, standing in line. A lot of times they promise gifts or crazy discounts on items, and that's kind of how they draw people in. And so that's the one thing I would say about Black Friday is just do your research on the actual deal that they're offering, because a lot of times you'll discover that it's not as good of a deal as you think it is. It may not be worth losing your life over. We've heard those horrible stories.
Right.
And to be completely honest, a lot of times it will be based on a rebate, and they don't make that clear, that rebates take work on your part, my part as a consumer. It's not something that you're just handed discount-wise right there at the store.
I'm paying $50 for this, but then I got to mail in something to get the $20 back or something.
Correct.
Right,
and that rebate company could have up to 6 months to get it back to you.
Okay.
So those are the kind of things that you just have to pay attention for. Black Friday it's that kind of buyer's market where you feel rushed. And that's part of the excitement for a lot of people. They like that feeling of hurry, hurry, hurry. We've got to get this deal because no one else is going to be able to give it to us. And no one else is going to be able to get it if we get there first. So it's an adrenaline thing. And when you purchase with adrenaline rushes, not always the best decisions are made.
Okay. But I imagine most of these products that you see that are going to be coming up on Black Friday, like you said, research. You can probably look at them prior to that and find out, is that a really good deal? Because I'm going to get this 21-inch TV for half price. How good is that 21-inch TV? How long does it normally last? And
correct.
all that good
what
stuff.
do other people say online about it? And we always tell people to exercise caution when they are looking at reviews online. Is it a reputable review site? Do they just let anyone, like robots, post things? Or is it actually something where a human takes the time to look at the review and okay it before it gets posted. Those are things to take into consideration. You always have to just remember you're looking at a website, how much of it can you verify as truth? But it doesn't I believe it does not hurt for you to take the time to read through some of those, because you'll get kind of a general feel for a product, for a vehicle. Whatever it is that you're purchasing, usually consumers nowadays take the time to let people know.
Okay.
Before it was word of mouth, now you can go online. So even if you're not tech savvy, you probably know someone in your family, friends.
Sure.
If you're really wanting to research that item, find out like what's the average cost. Like you said, does it have, if it's mechanical in any way, does it have issues, things that you might run into? And then check out those rebates, check out the return policies. A lot of Black Friday sales are final. So no refunds, no exchanges.
Oh, that's a good point.
You walk out the door, and you can save your receipts for what you purchase on Black Friday, but know what you're getting into before you jump in.
Okay. We did a story that we heard that the average person spent about $1,000 for Christmas this year.
Yes.
The average person has spent about $1,000. So that's Black Friday. Maybe what we do is we'll go through the different purchase things coming up, and then the second half of the show we'll talk about how to safely make the purchases.
Sure.
So Small Business Saturday, we've done this one with you as well, where go out and shop local.
Yes.
And we always promote that at the Yavapai Broadcasting as well. I know you do too.
Absolutely. This is something that the Better Business Bureau came together with American Express. I think it's been about 7 or 8 years now, and really started pushing this out there. It's national, which is great. You could go online to American Express and find out what shops have registered, who's participating in your area. A lot of times your local chambers will have great information for you as to where you can go in your own town. Because that's the other thing too. Maybe you don't want to go to the big box stores on that Black Friday experience. Maybe you want something a little bit calmer. And a lot of times you can experience both Black Friday and shop small on Saturday, the following day, and support your local economy. It's a great way to do it. I prefer the smaller
stores anyways too.
You can usually find very unique gifts.
Yeah.
I think so.
And a little more personal as well, I think too.
Yes.
Cyber Monday.
Really quick.
Yeah.
The shop small. A lot of times smaller stores will accept only cash or check. So you want to make sure you understand, is there a return policy? Is there an exchange? A lot of times smaller stores have a little bit stricter rules because they may not have as much leeway or flexibility as the big box stores. So that's the only thing I would say.
Check the return policy when you go.
Absolutely. Talk to them. Usually it's the owner running the store, or someone that knows the owner very well. So
we get that nailed down. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take our first break, okay?
Okay.
Marilyn Huffman from the Better Business Bureau is here today. A lot of information can be found at bbb.org. Stick around. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
How I define making, in the broadest possible terms, it is making something extant in the world that didn't exist. Everybody who's ever made anything is bringing something into fruition for a reason, and that act in and of itself makes us stewards of our culture. It's something that we're talking about. It's a response. Actually, it's telling a story. That's really what it is. And I include everything that could be made: painting, sculpture, welding, all of that.
Yellow is positive.
When a kid gets their hands on the world and learns that they can make their fantasy play, that they can make their reality, that's power. And as far as I'm concerned, everyone should feel that kind of power. There we go. If there's something that interests you to bring into the world, that's fantastic. Go figure out how to do it. Go tell your own story. There it is. And so I want to know why you make. Let's go.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Welcome back to Countywide. We're sitting down with Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman. BBB.org is the website. We talked about Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday, the key part there was to just check on their return policy before you purchase something so you know how that works. Yeah. Cyber Monday is coming up.
Yes, that's the next one.
Yeah, that's online shopping. And I feel like that one and Giving Tuesday are kind of together, and maybe we should come back to those. Can we jump back to Black Friday and Small Business Saturday?
Sure.
What is the best way to make these purchases, especially for the Christmas holiday?
So for Black Friday, know the store that you're going to. Know if you have, a lot of people go to Black Friday with a specific purchase in mind. I remember Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh, yeah.
So that Black Friday was insane.
Yeah.
Because of Tickle Me Elmo.
He was the toy that everybody wanted.
He was the toy that everyone wanted. And that was the one where if you got there early and you got 3 or 4, then you could make some money outside the store.
Right.
Illegally, but you could do it. So that's what we're talking about. When you have a focused purchase like that or an intent, you're going specifically to, let's say, Best Buy because they're giving away stereos or free car installation for upgrade, you know, on that amp that you want. So those are the kind of things, if you do the research, if you go online, if you call, if you ask the questions, you can find out, are you really getting a good deal? Is it really going to be worth it? And is it going to be a final sale? So are you going to have any kind of right as a consumer if it's not the proper product, if it's not the right fit? Can you return it? Can you exchange it? And is there like a processing fee, or you'll only get part of your money back?
Okay.
So those are the things you want to really research. Take a look at, go to bbb.org, go to Google. There's information galore available.
Keep your receipts too. Keep all your receipts. They always ask if you want your bag, do you want the receipt in the bag or in your hand? I should be wanting them in my hand.
You know, I would say you can put them in the bag, but if you're like me, you'll unload stuff when you get home and you'll either wad the bags up and put them in a spot to reuse them, or sometimes I throw them away because I think, gosh, I've got too many of these. And then before you know it, you're missing a receipt, and then where are you?
So keep it in your hand. And then watch what you're doing too when you're checking out. Make sure people aren't watching. I noticed gas pumps now. It actually shows you to put your hands over while you're typing in your code. So just be wary of the people who are watching. Those skimmers that they put on those machines, I've watched a few videos on people who know how to use those skimmers. It's amazing just how fast somebody can come in while you're pointing at a clerk to tell them to grab something for you. They can slide out, boom, drop that down and get right back behind you, and you don't even know what happened. It's pretty amazing how fast they work. So just be aware of your surroundings the entire time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Head up. Eyes open.
Well, and when you're at a store, a lot of times they have made it so it's easy for you to see as they're entering the items or scanning the items, so that you can pay attention to make sure you're not getting double charged, to make sure you're really getting that sale price.
Okay.
You know, you can get caught up in the day and get lost. As far as the skimming goes, majority of the reports that we hear about are definitely through gas stations.
Gas stations, yeah.
And a lot of gas stations have taken steps to say credit only outside as a safety measure, because with a credit card, obviously, you have more recourse.
Okay.
And so if it's credit only, then you're not putting in a private PIN right there.
Okay. Let's jump forward.
Good idea.
Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday. These are pretty much going to be, I would say, pretty much online type things that you're going to be doing.
Correct.
So what are the things we're going to be looking for on Cyber Monday, especially to watch out for when we're buying things online? And we should always. It doesn't even matter if it's just Cyber Monday, but at any point in time when I'm going to buy something online through my computer, what should I be watching out for?
Okay, so make sure you're on your computer.
Right, okay. Yeah.
It'd be a good thing to be at home where you have protected Wi-Fi. So it's your personal Wi-Fi. It's not free Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or McDonald's or even at a mall.
That somebody else can tap into. And
Correct.
Then get, okay.
So even if you're using your phone, out in public, be very careful. I mean, that is Wi-Fi that they can tap into. Okay. So making sure that you're on a secured line is great before you access those websites. Looking at the website, the address line, it should say HTTPS, and the S stands for secure. I should say S backwards.
S, okay.
So it's S means secure, safe, think those words. So if that S is not there, you should not be entering personal information. You definitely should not be entering a credit card or banking account information at all. There's also a little lock icon. So they've made it even easier now that we have pictures for everything. So there's actually like a little padlock. It looks like a little mini padlock that you'll see up there that tells you this is a secure site.
Okay.
And a lot of times if you have updated, and you honestly should make sure you have updated antivirus software on your computer or whatever device it is that you're utilizing. Even if it's your phone, make sure you have the latest and greatest to help protect you. And a lot of times those antivirus or anti-spyware type programs will catch it and send you a message saying, are you sure you want to proceed? Because we feel like this is not a secure site.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times they will let you know.
Okay.
But it is true, when you're online, those are the best things that you can look for. And honestly, if it still doesn't feel right, if it feels like it's too good to be true, are you on a proper website? There are a lot of scammers out there who can mimic another store's website and make it look like you're in the right spot. But there may be something that kind of tells you this doesn't feel right.
Something will be a little out of place. I know it's a lot of misspelling and stuff, although they're getting better at that. So you don't see quite as much misspelling and things, or the sentence structure is odd. But
or all you look for is the logo for the store.
Yeah.
So you recognize that from commercials, from everything, and that's all. If that's all you look for, you could be giving people information that you don't want to be.
So take a second, and you also mentioned the credit card is your best recourse. Instead of using your debit card buying online, use your credit card online.
We definitely suggest, Better Business Bureau
okay,
definitely suggests, if you want to better protect yourself when making a purchase, credit is the way to go. And I would say the Federal Trade Commission would say the same thing, the Attorney General's office, even your local law enforcement that gets a lot of fraud reports called into them, and they will direct them to us. Credit card is the way to go when you're making a large purchase. It really is, because you will have recourse if something goes wrong, if it's not the right product, or to be completely honest, if it's the holiday season and someone has your information and they're making purchases that aren't yours, you'll be able to call in and report it.
That happens.
And get your money back.
Yeah, people get your credit card number, next thing you know.
Pay attention.
You've been buying stuff all over town. You have no idea what was happening. So probably check statements too.
I would say check statements. If you go online,
pay attention to your account this time of year. Really close.
And honestly, we've talked about that. It should be something that you do at least once a week, if not twice a week. I know a lot of people who do it. I do it daily.
My wife does, yeah.
Yep, just to be, and it nowadays with text messages, from your bank saying all is well or here's your account balance. It's very, very easy to do all of these things. And to be completely honest, if you're looking at a website and you don't feel like it's legit, or you don't feel like the offer sounds right, call the company. We still have phones, and I know that right now cell phones are hardly ever used to make phone calls.
Right.
In today's day and age, I get that, but you can still call. So you can still call and talk to a physical person at that store and find out, are you really making this kind of an offer or this kind of a deal? It may seem like it takes extra time, but it will save you such grief.
Another break. Better Business Bureau's Marilyn Huffman in studio today. Again, information about all of this can be found at bbb.org. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you'll go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Welcome back to Countywide. Just a couple minutes left of the program. Again, BBB.org. Go there for all kinds of information. The latest scams, the scams that people are getting hit by the most. Matter of fact, Marilyn's going to stick around. We're going to do a second show and talk more about that as well. Holiday scams we'll be talking about. We've talked about Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday. So
Yes.
that's the charitable organizations, and it's only been around for a few years now. Not too long, but
I believe 2012.
2012. So
Yes.
a little bit.
And it is definitely focused online. That's where the call comes in. It's usually via email where people are going to do that. People also, it's just advertised. So they will go online specifically on that day and donate. And a lot of times there'll be companies that will offer matching type things. So you donate $20, we'll match that kind of thing. So to your favorite charity, so you're able to give more in a sense. They'll kind of draw you in that way. Once again, just make sure you're using a secure website. You can go to give.org, which is BBB's charitable giving website.
Okay.
And that is where we put information on standards that you should hold a charity to, that you are planning on providing funds for.
Okay.
It's also a great place for you to go to actually look up that charity or nonprofit and find out if they're listed. Are they accredited with the Better Business Bureau? When we asked them for information, did they tell us to jump off a bridge? They didn't want to provide the information. Now, I will tell you, charities and nonprofits in general do have to provide legally public information to the public. And that's why you hear about these things on TV. I was telling you earlier, the Breast Cancer Foundation, that's a very generic name that's used by a lot of breast cancer foundations out there. And they go around collecting money for obviously a very good cause, but not all of them are utilizing those funds in a proper manner.
Okay.
And I had given to that personally and was giving to a company that made the news, made the 10 o'clock news about being a scam.
We've got a minute and a half left. Okay, so this is a good point, because I was having a conversation with our general manager too. You see this charity that's labeled this way, and it's identically labeled this way. This one is legit. They're going to give, it's a nonprofit charity. They're going to give a lot of the money to the charity that you're supposedly giving to. This one is using the same name, but they're keeping the money and giving 10%.
Right.
To the charity. How do you pick which one's the real one and which one's the good one?
Okay, so
should it say on there I'm a 501c3 and this one says I'm a for-profit?
It should.
Okay.
It should. Now, I will tell you, a lot of times this happens with veterans, military type giving. You were mentioning earlier law enforcement, firefighting, all of that. It's crazy, the different scams that are out there. Obviously, scammers play on our emotions, so we tend to give a lot. The California wildfires, we're hearing it all over the place. And so do your research before you actually give money. Is it actually going to go to help those people, or are you just kind of being suckered in by scammers? When you pull up a company, let's just say Military Foundation, well, generic name. So there's two, they have the same eagle crest or logo, so it all looks legit, it all looks the same. If you can find out the legal name for the company, if it really is Military Foundation, a lot of times you can check your state corporation, so like the Arizona Corporation Commission, and if they're registered with them, they're required to put nonprofit, charity, and then from there, give the BBB a call. We'll actually get you to the people that you can call and find out, is this a 501c3 and are they meeting those standards that the state sets?
Okay.
They are required to.
We're out of time. BBB.org. Marilyn, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Paul.
Safe shopping on your Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. That's today's Countywide. Thanks for watching, listening. We'll talk to you again next time.